Hey there, this is the Zion Zeus with yourdivineroots.com. And there's been a lot of talk about this date right here, September 26, 2011, maybe around 11/11 possibly. And what I decided to do was put together just a little video to have a look at this date, and you can actually find this particular solar system 3D inside the member section of Your Divine Roots. Absolutely fantastic. What we do see is that we have an alignment on the state of Earth, the Moon, and Mercury. And we all know there is a comet that's supposed to come right in the middle of this on that particular date. Some say the 26th or 27th. There is a lot of talk now that the particular comet has begun to disintegrate, and that may be something to look at also. And if we actually go further out, we'll see that Uranus, Earth, the Sun, and Mercury are in alignment, which is very interesting. Also, we can see there's an alignment going on over here. So as we just view this particular alignment, we can see there's a lot of things going on right now. We have Neptune lining directly up with the Sun also. We pull out a little bit further out to the outer reaches of the solar system. We have a lot of different things going on. We also have Pluto in alignment, crisscross line with Mars. So we definitely have a lot of heavenly celestial bodies going on this particular date. So this is inside the Your Divine Roots members section. I also put up a forecast for October back to August, or August to October. Anyway, so this is what I want to talk about. I want to talk about 19.47 coordinates that have been very important to many cultures over time. And the coordinates 19.7 spring forward via volcanic locations both on Earth and in the solar system, and we know that they have a very big impact. 19.47 is the latitude north and south of pyramids found all around the world and on Mars. It is also the latitude of large amounts of volcanic activity on celestial bodies, the latitude of the swirling spots on Jupiter and Neptune, the latitude of sunspots, the year of the Roswell incident, the year that Aleister Crowley and Nicholas Wrench died, and the degrees of the points of the Star of David when placed in a circle and aligned with north and south. Below is a picture. So there's a picture, obviously. It's very interesting. Something I just wanted to touch on. And then we have the star tetrahedron, which will become prominent as days begin to unfold. The star tetrahedron. And we have an interlocking tetrahedron bisect. And you can take the time to look at some of this information. And we also have an octahedron right here. lot of matters here also. This is a congruent star tetrahedron, and again we have the math here, and then we have the star tetrahedron in the sphere, and we can see it. All 8 points of the star tetrahedron touch the surface of the enclosing sphere. Note that the diameter of the enclosing sphere is the same diagonal that goes through the center of the cube. Well, I've become pretty intrigued with this website, and I talked about it on my radio program at blogtalkradio.com, the Zion Zeus, on Sunday, which was a really great show. And this is the site I gave out. This is the page, and I have it set up for 4 years ago, going back to 2007, September 2nd, on this date. And what you can do is you can choose from a lot of different telescopes. Here they all are here. Some don't fully function yet. You can definitely go to ahead EU VI 197 and behind EU VI 197, and that's a view of the sun straight on and then behind. And what I'm looking at right now is just to see, has anything changed with the sun. I highly recommend going on and checking out a lot of this data yourself. Do some due diligence of these telescopes where they're available, and take some time to yourself to really figure and see that the sun is going through a very increased activity stage right now. So let's have a look. We go back. What we'll do now is load up all the images and set them up so you can actually see it. So what it's doing right now is reading the information, and I'll load it all up into a slideshow for us. And it's very interesting to see the sun this close up. You'll see that back in 2007 there wasn't really that much going on, and what it's doing right now is just going to load up all the images from that day. They usually have around 300 or 400 images from this particular telescope, and you can play it in a slideshow like a mini movie basically. Seems to be having some interference for some reason. Very interesting. I'm not really sure why it's doing that now. I went down to these pages a little bit ago and there was no problem. It's very interesting. Okay, here we go. I'm not sure why it took so long. Usually there's not a problem. But as you can see, here it is right here. This is 4 years ago. And this is behind stereo. And it's actually 144 images for this one, this date. And it's starting to load it up. It's going to spin around. So you can see that no big increase in activity. You can see that there is 19.47 activity sunspots going on in different areas. This is behind the sun. This is the side that we don't get to see when we see the sun during the day. So this is again 2007 September 2nd, and it looks kinda quiet. I wouldn't say it's like super quiet, but it's kind of quiet. So let's have a look and see if we can see if there's any difference from, again it's doing it, I'm not really sure why it's doing this. I wonder, are they updating the servers maybe? Huh. I was on here about an hour ago before I put this video together, and the site didn't have any problems at all. But anyway, let's see if we can get this complete. Let's go to 2011 and see if there's any increase in the sun activity. Again, all I did was just change the date, same slideshow, and let's generate that. And again, all we're going to do is just look at 4 years later, and as I'm sure most people know, you have what's called the sunspot cycle, and every 11 years it goes through a minimum and maximum, and we should be in a oh wow, wow, look at that, wow, wow. As you can see, just like I see, the sun has dramatically changed. Dramatically changed. Look at the sunspots. What is this on the sun? What is that? It's like it's expanding or becoming bigger. Actually looks bigger too from 2007. Looked, wow. And we have the dates flowing along here. It's going pretty nice. And then the other thing I want to touch on a little bit, we have obviously comet ELEnin that everybody's talking about disintegrating. Well, I went on to NASA's JPL, Jet Propulsion Laboratory, just to have a look at what's going on there. And you know, with a comet, if it's disintegrating, that would mean that the data would stop and the magnitude of this particular comet would cease. So let's have a look and see if we can look all the way down here. You see the magnitude hasn't changed all the way down to October 2nd. Now what you can do, if you actually are from California, you can go out here to these coordinates and look into the constellation Leo North, and if you have a ham radio, you can actually point the aerial of that radio into these coordinates and see if you hear any feedback. You can place it on channel 2, 3, 4 and 5, and it could be quite interesting for you. Again, we're looking at the magnitude. So they announced during this week on Monday, I believe that was August 28th, that it was starting to break away and break up. So if that's the case, the mass should have dropped off significantly, at least down to 1 point something. But however, we can see here it has not. It continues up, it's going, and even over here, even the delta and the del dot have not decreased that much. So I'm not really sure what to make of this data. I expected to run this data today and see a massive drop off here and actually see a lot of the information stop, maybe even in around here, but it has not. It has continued. So anyway, much love to everybody. I want to say keep up the good work out there. Again, you can go to yourdivineroots.com, become a member, and have peace.